Believe me, it has not been easy. Just that we are determined to make sure that we will not allow them to sell the next generation of our people. This is the continuation of my last broadcast, addressing the issue of insecurity in Nigeria. And of course, like I was saying, despite the fact that we have different contributing factors to insecurity, ranging from psychology to social, social to personal, personal to external, and thereafter, none of them could be solved until we go to the root cause of it all. And I was talking about Nnamdi Kanu wife, the current role she's trying to play. Because Nnamdi Kanu actually sent a message through the wife that she should go and beg Asare Dokubo. She should go and beg former HOD, headed by Dr. Clifford Chukwuemeka Iruanya. And I know they did not ask them to beg Uchuka for Mefo. But the plan is to beg all of them, so that Biafra agitators, so that obedient movement, so that Igbo unity beggars, all of them can form one body and then descend on Nigeria. All they want, or how they could destabilize Nigeria, is through insecurity, because the major purpose why government is established around the world is for the protection of life and property. And so any government at the end of the day who cannot guarantee the protection of life and property of their people is not fit for purpose. And the moment Nigerian leadership are discredited globally for their inability to provide us with security of life and property, and then they could have their way. But that is not of any concern to me. Just that if we fail to speak up in a time like this, when they are able to have their way through, they will destroy the next generation of our people, because they are expansionists. They will stop at nothing to get hold of you. We're trying to address the issue of insecurity. If you do not know the factors that are influencing the insecurity challenges you face in your place as an Africa or anywhere around the world, you will not be able to solve the problem. Asare Dokubo in his recent broadcast was telling you that if you cannot stop insecurity in the southeast, then you should release Nnamdi Kanu. And this is just a product of intellectual dishonest people. Because Asare Dokubo before now have been assigned to help them stop the unknown gunmen. And we all know the role he played. Asare Dokubo, of course, know that Nnamdi Kanu is the one who have initiated the criminality in the southeast. Uchenna Shebu, aka Omiomio, is the right-hand parliament of Asare Dokubo, is the mediator between Asare Dokubo and Igbo people. How Asare Dokubo will fall second time for Uchenna, Uchechi Kanu, Nnamdi Kanu wife, is what I don't know. And in case you are listening to me, Uchuka from Efo, don't sell to them. Ubidie Bienu, don't sell to them. But of course, maybe it's in your nature, sell to them. But you see this journey we have embarked on. I am your destiny and I'm your doom. And so if you are listening to me as a Nigeria, very soon you will see a lot of people flooding the social media. They will be telling you, if you can't stop insecurity in the southeast, that you should release Nnamdi Kanu. Is Nnamdi Kanu now the one who can stop insecurity when he's the one who have introduced insecurity? We warned him that he's a non-state actor. We asked him not to do that, and he did it. Now, the problem is he cannot control them anymore. And then somebody is going to blame it on Nigerian government already. But you people are not of any concern to me. I am talking to my Abo people, my Eka people. I am talking to my Anyoma people. And of course, to my region, the people of South-South. Don't let them deceive you. I am their destiny, I am their doom. They are not going anywhere. Like I said earlier in the other broadcast, the people have been forging war from time immemorial. And all they want is to control your land and your water. And you know what that means. And so to control our land and our water, they have to use one technique or the other. And so you must understand the real cause of insecurity in your land. I lost my father lately. I just came back from the village. And the height of insecurity is alarming. I've been able to work with some of the security outfit on ground, community policing. Of course, if you are from Abo, you will know those of you in Owa Liro, Owa, Buji Owa. You had a meeting yesterday around power line. I was in your meeting, but you will not know me because I don't sell personality. All the things that were discussed, you could not be able to point out the cause of insecurity. But I did not want to tell you because I do not report to your unit. I am the one who tells you or tell you how to go about it. And of course, those of you in Urubu land, Obiaroko and its environ, go and find out who is in charge of the community policing there. It's my uncle. But I will leave it at that. I will not be specific so that you not understand. But too many Wunyabo, you are from Abo, to tell you I'm not bluffing. The community policing now, or you heard your meeting around power line. I will not mention the place. I was there yesterday, or rather day before yesterday, being Saturday, at about 10, 11. I was in your midst. We ate, we did everything, but you never know who I am. It's not necessary. So addressing the issue of insecurity implies that you must know the cause of that insecurity. That is the only time you can solve the problem or the issue of insecurity. Boko Haram are still ravaging the north today because it is politically influenced. It is considered an external factor. Of course, unknown gunmen in the southeast, you cannot stop it because it is as a result of external factor. These are some of the handiwork of Igbo politicians. And they want to extend it to the south-south. And of course, they are external insecurity. And so when some gullible people have been paid behind the scene to come and solve the issue of insecurity, the very insecurity they introduce, you should understand that they are not interested in the security of your life and property, which is the only thing the government of the day were meant to give to our citizens. Now, let me break it down and make you to understand. If you want to solve the problem of insecurity, you go down, find out how did it start. If you're able to tell yourself the truth, there will be no story of insecurity. And the greatest mistake we have been making all this while is thinking that insecurity is when you encounter Fulani headsmen, when you encounter kidnapper and others. No, that is the primary cause of insecurity. But the main insecurity is the one that is organized by the mafias under the conspiracy theory. They will pretend to give you security, but yet they are the threat to everything that you are supposed to be. Let me see how I can be able to present it to you. While I went to the village going about discussing the arrangement of my father's burial, and then I started going to the farmland. I told them I want to go and see our farm, how it is. I actually wanted to go to the house we build in the farm. We build houses in the farm. We call it Ulubi. You can't enter Ulubi and come out empty-handed. And I know if I go there, they will cook food for me with fresh bushmeat, fresh leaf. I wanted to feel the taste again. And they told me they don't build such house in our villages again. And I say, why? They say because insecurity, people don't go farm again. They have to do meeting, gather and go to farm like in group because they are kidnapping them. Who is kidnapping them? When I was in IPOB, we begin to shout, "You see Fulani herdsmen, oh, you see Fulani herdsmen, oh." I didn't tell them anything in the village. And I asked them, are you sure our Saman can come all the way from Sokoto, Kano, Maiduguri, Wangwalada, and come and kidnap you people in the bush here and walk away freely? They said that is what they don't understand. But let me tell you the truth. They are not responsible for the insecurity in our land. I have seen them in 2 different locations in the south-south when they are placed on their hill. And I've seen them in 100 locations in the south-south where they put the village people on their hills. But as far as I can tell, they will not succeed if they are the one. But then there are people who know our village more than we know our village. They are the one who pretend that is Fulani herdsmen and impersonate Boko Haram and ravage our land. They are the Igbo Biafra of Nnamdi Kanu. Before the arrest of Nnamdi Kanu, it flooded the social media that Fulani herdsmen are kidnapping our people. If you are sincere, you will notice since the arrest of Nnamdi Kanu, they are not kidnapping our people again. We are no longer hearing about Fulani herdsmen. Don't deceive yourself. John Chukwuma from our Delta State, from Ndukwa, was arrested regarding this issue. If not that we came on social media and began to blow their cover, John would have been dead today. John Chukwuma, we know that some young men, innocent young men, were incorporated to the unknown gunmen that was responsible for the kidnapping of our people, Anyoma people, within the Asaba Axis. Akuwara was in worry. They know the truth. They have been dead. Most of you do not know that Ike Chukwugwa, who died, except she lied to me. The mother is Ijo. It is the father that is Igbo. You can now understand why it is easy for them to kill Ike Chukwu for nothing. Except they lied to me anyway. So the real insecurity is not the kidnapper. The real insecurity you should fear as somebody from the South, as a Nyoma person, as a car person, as a Abo person, it's not the people kidnapping us in the farm. The real insecurity is who is sending them. And if you do not uncover who is sending them, you will not be able to stop them. But we will not stop. And now this is the essence of this, brothers, the real insecurity. Let me tell you the real insecurity. For some time, I've been calling on Anyoma people. I've been calling on the South Ikwiri people. I've been begging you to be wary of those people who are going about uniting Ndigbo. I've been calling on the Nigerian police, the DSS, and other security apparatus to beam their satellite on the activities of these people. Of course, they will not take it seriously because Igbo Biafra people told them that I stole money, I am a bad man, I live in an uncompleted building. Now I am in the bush. I live under the mango tree. If I'm not in the completed building, I'm on the mango tree, under the mango tree. This is to discredit me. This is to demonize me, so you don't pay attention to what I'm saying. But you are not of my concern, because if you do what you're supposed to do, good and fine for all of us. But if you don't do what you're supposed to do, at the end of the day, you will understand there is a musician, what do they call it? Shakademos and Pliers. They were actually from Abo, most of you don't know. He sang a song and he said, Nwata Bamba. If you are from Abo, you will know the meaning of that song. Nwata Bamba. Let me sing it before I continue, aware of digressing. You say, this man don't trouble no one, but if you trouble this man, it will bring a bam bam. Nwata bamba, nwata bamba. If you like, solve it. If you don't like, don't solve it. I've been telling you people, all these Igbo unity beggars, they are worst. You can see how they insult the Oba of Benin, insult all the Benin people. You can see what they are doing. And we're calling you, pay attention to what they are doing. You're not getting it. If you're listening to me, all those of you united on Igbo, I have warned you before now. You say Abo is Igbo, Anyocha is Igbo, Osimili is Igbo, Ndokwa is Igbo, Ikwiri is Igbo. Why is Ohaneze Ndigbo amending their constitution recently? That is why we beg Ned Nwoko, Senator Ned Nwoko. You are not even up to the shadow of, what do you call him? Denis Osadebe. It is the betrayal of Denis Osadebe that crippled the project known as Anyoma. Your own will further divide us. And be rest assured, we are divided already. If we unite, it's because we want to give it a try. Ndokwa is on his own. Anyocha is on his own. Oshimiri is on his own. Eka is on his own. Our survival will be determined if we agree to come together. And it's applicable to the Edos, Esako, Ekpoma, Awuchi, and Uromi. All of you and your own. Your survival will be determined by your ability to incorporate one another. It's applicable to the South region. Urobo Ishekiri Ogoni, Ibibio Efik Anang, Ahoda Abu Adua, all of us within the South region, Ogoja, we are all separated already by nature. But because of the homogeneous environment we have found ourselves, we act as one. And that is the only thing that can ensure our survival. If you like, let this Igbo Biafra from Israel catch you off guard. Your children will cry for a very long time, longer than I have ever cried, longer than my father and their ancestors has ever cried. There is a reason why we exist now. That is the only reason why we are calling our people come together. That is actually the real insecurity we should be addressing by now. It is said that Emeka visited Senator Ned Nwoko, and they are the ones sponsoring him to carve Anyoma into Igbo land. But I tell you, it will not work. If we work, we will go there and begin to cry like marginalization. The same method Igbo Biafra is using to try to destabilize Nigeria, we will initiate the same process. Peradventure, our colonial master, the owner of Royal Niger Company, will take us to Gabon or another country. So get ready for it. But let's go to the area where I'm trying to point out to you. Ohaneze Ndigbo recently have started amending their constitution to enable them incorporate other people. You know, I'm coming from the village. They follow what I do. And then former governor of Delta State, Ifeanyi Okowa, was coerced that before Igbo people will support him as Atiku deputy, that he has to go and pay due to Ohaneze Ndigbo. And when he refused, they accused him. That made him to come online and issue that press communique that he issued. But of course, he told us he was not ignorant. That is why most of the utterance, most of the things he said there were influenced by the single notion. But, you know, Igbo from Israel think they are very wise. And of course, those who have English understand that the moment the phrase but, B-U-T, appear in any statement, automatically the impression behind that statement change. So when they ask him, are you an Igbo? He said, the issue of whether I am an Igbo is not to be discussed. I am an Igbo, but I am an Igbo, but I am not an Igbo. It's like that when somebody tell you, you are a very good man, but, which means you are a bad man. And when somebody tells you, you are a very bad man, but, which means you are a good man. So Senator Ifeanyi Okowa, to fool you people who think you are wise people will die for foolish man backyard, he told you, I am an Igbo, but, and then he continued. If it is about the Igbos in the southeast, he stopped it. The only person who has come out and tell you holistically that talking about whether you are Igbo or not Igbo is not the issue, but that the Igbo should go home and put their house in order, was the Omo of Okana. And in less than a year, she publicly disassociated from Igbo and encouraged the Igbo to go back and put their house in order. She was killed. We are not talking about how she died because there is no need to drag her reputation into the mud. She's lived a fulfilled life. She's been able to put things in place none of you can destroy, and she have moved on. We will forever remember her. And those are Nyoma people out there who are listening to the broadcast, remember her anniversary. Her work in our land cannot be forgotten in a hurry. May her soul rest in peace. And so, I need you to go back and find out why is Ohaneze Ndigbo, after almost 50 years of Ohaneze Ndigbo, has come up with a constitution that does not favor us, that does not accept us, that does not incorporate us, and now they are amending the constitution to incorporate Ikwere man, to incorporate Igbo man. And now you notice the issue of Igbo unity. They are not saying anything. My brother, the real insecurity is these people rewriting our history without us saying anything. Because they will not drive away from farm, as the Fulani are doing. This time, they will kill you, give you a tapia, poison you, and take away your land. Any of your children that will survive their onslaught will live like a vagabond across the globe for all eternity. This is the real issue of insecurity. That is what they do. They always attack the page when I begin to hit them hard. But they are, it's as simple as that. And so the people of the South should understand that the kidnapping in our farmland, the atrocity of unknown gunmen in our land, the Igbo Biafra trying to rewrite our history, that is the worst insecurity we need to address. There is a massive incursion of Biafran people around the world. We have started converging around one another. Understand, it is not for anybody to answer supremacy, to be the shaman. No. We want to save ourselves from the true state of insecurity, which is the Igbo Biafra who say they come from Israel, who are jumping up and down, forcefully uniting all of us. Now, let me tell you, they said Ezechime is an Igbo man, and the Ezechime is Igbo dialect. But I tell you, in the real vowel of Ezechime, it's not Ezechime. And even if he says Ezechime, which us will say it has meaning in Igbo. Igbo don't use me, they use ka. So you would have Eze Chika. They don't use me. It's like Onyema. Where Igbo use A, Anyoma use E. They told you Eze Chime is Igbo man. And now, why will Eze Chime, an Igbo man, begin to use the symbol of royalty and authority of the Benin people in his palace? Go to Ibuzo. Go to Ibuku. Go to its environ, Useluku. You will see the symbol of royalty of all the king from Anambra down to wherever, even the village of Suwore. All of them use the symbol of Benin royalty and authority. And so the Igbo people who managed to give us their language, as they say is their language, the Igbo people who managed to give us our name, as they claim, it comes to the place of royalty and authority. They couldn't influence it. What did they tell you? If you are a Igbo person listening to me now, let me advise you. Your fathers were not as useless as you are today. Your fathers were not as hopeless as all of you are today. Ranging from what to Ohaneze Ndigbo, another hopeless, useless sociocultural. No. Your fathers were not as useless as you people are. Your fathers were approachable. Your fathers were loving. They were very peaceful. And those was the nature we saw. Okay, we're able to come back now. And so like I was saying, addressing the real issue of insecurity, you now go back and begin to ask, why is it that all of a sudden Ohaneze Ndigbo now decide to begin to amend the constitution? So that those who are doing Igbo unity can be able to harmonize their work. They cannot deceive. They can deceive our children. They will not tell our children, you are the one running for us because your father betrayed us. That is why they say they're not Igbo. They are afraid of the war. Look at our constitution. Our constitution says all of us are Igbo. If you are Nyoma man, you are a Kwiri man, you take these people serious for one day, you are going to get ready for the true insecurity. Because actually, Anyoma man was the first leader of Ohaneze Ndigbo. Their betrayal nature, because we have this program going on different platforms. And now that we are back, as I was talking to the Igbo people, your father was not as useless as all of you. But look at what you are, so they are back. So like I was saying, your fathers were unique, they were sincere, they were approachable. I'm talking to Igbo people. But how they were able to give to criminals we are seeing everywhere today, I don't understand. So they are criminals. These ones are criminal. Because if our father have encountered the level of criminal-minded individual who paraded themselves as Igbo, to worsen it all, they will tell you they come from Israel. You should be ashamed. Let's assume we are Igbo now. The question you should begin to ask yourself is, why are we now all of a sudden disassociate one day now and say we are not Igbo? And so, Anyoma people, Ikwere people, South people, we understand that many of you cannot go to farm anymore. We understand that there are kidnappers in your community. We understand that there are drug addicts, abuse in our society. But that is not the insecurity. Why we have this kidnapper all over our community? You will see they will not be there. And the only reason they are there is these Igbo people who say they come from Israel. They want to corrupt our history. They want to steal our heritage. They want to lower our value system. They want to prove to United Nations and other international bodies. And so they want to pass it to the United Nations that